Hello, everybody, and welcome to Waco ISD Stadium for another exciting night of Texas high school football. Tonight, the Waco Lions play host to the Georgetown Eagles. I'm Lark Smith, along with the coach Butch Henry. And, Coach, the Waco Lions had three things they had to work on after that loss to University last week: center snap, penalties, and special teams.
And I hope they had a chance to work on those, because it cost them the football game basically against University. They've lost 10 consecutive football games. Kwame Cavill has got to turn it around, because this is the last tune-up before district play starts next week. So we'll see if they cleaned up those three things. If they did, they'll have a chance.
They certainly might. Well, just stay tuned. We'll see how the Lions do against the Eagles. It's coming up next right here on Waco ISD TV.
Georgetown Eagles have made their way onto the field. The Waco Lions gathering at the north end zone, ready to go through their run-through. Georgetown Eagles come into today's game after a 49-19 win over Abilene Wiley. That's playing against a team that is at least, I think, a half division below Georgetown. So, and plus, I think what I saw that Georgetown got a little help from Wiley in that, with a couple of interceptions, one that was returned for a touchdown, another fumble that was returned for a touchdown. So the defense did some scoring for these Eagles last week.
Yeah, and, Georgetown has a new coach, Chuck Griffin, who was the assistant AD at Abilene, and he came over because last year's coach, Jason Dean, is now the Georgetown AD. So there you go.
They just trading jobs here, there, and everywhere. Well, they are led by, you'll see him in uniform number 8, Darson Herman. He's just a sophomore at 6'3", 215, but you will see him run a little bit of quarterback. You'll also see him at running back. Matter of fact, he had the most yards gained last week against Wiley with 99 yards on 12 carries and had a couple of rushing touchdowns. He also threw 4 passes, completed 2 of them for 31 yards and a touchdown, so keep your eye out for number 8. Trading back and forth between a running back position and the quarterback position.
Probably the best athlete on the team.
Most likely. And then you'll also see number 7, Jordan Oldorp, a 6', 185-pound junior, run the quarterback. Their favorite target to throw to is number 88. That is Cade Lachlan. He had 6 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown last week. So that's pretty much what you can expect from the opponents from Georgetown. As far as Waco High is concerned, they're coming off that 1-point loss to the University Trojans. I thought the Lions did a great job coming out in the third quarter and grabbing the lead on the very first possession of the third quarter, and then also, and then they also got the punt snap over the head of the University punter for the 2-point to take the lead at 16-14. Then they got another touchdown to go up, but then that's when Corey Sandoff kind of punched them in the mouth twice with those 2 kick returns. But Waco continued to hold on until University was able to get a field goal at the very start of the fourth quarter. University later got another score in that quarter to go up. But Waco High fought back in the final minutes and got a touchdown with 38 seconds left, able to maybe win the game with a 2-point conversion or tie it with an extra point. They went for the extra point. University blocked it.
Does Waco High have different uniforms? They look like, I thought they wore white last year. Maybe they didn't. I don't know.
These are a little bit on the gray side with red numerals today. Jalen Ridge had the most yardage for the Lions last week with 148 yards on 20 carries and 3 touchdowns. Davion Long, 11 of 22 for 139 passing. The ROTC has brought the colors out to midfield, and we are about to get our national anthem from the Waco High School band. Let's turn it over to our stadium announcer, George Snookhouse.
Show your Texas pride and sing along. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem performed by the Waco High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Carrie Forehand.
Twilight's last gleaming
And now, Texas, our Texas.
This game being recorded for playback on Waco ISD TV on Friday, September the 6th of 2019. Game time temperature of 97 degrees under a clear sky. It's going to be a little warm, but I don't think we're going to have much of a problem with the wind, just a gentle
Or the
breeze.
rain.
Or the rain. Yeah, just a gentle breeze blowing in from the south end, which is right to left on your television screen.
Couple of great names for Georgetown. Corey Coleman, but it's with a K.
Okay.
And they got a young man named Taco Williams. So there you go.
We got to put together an all-name team, don't
Yeah, we need to.
My favorite name of all time from a high school team.
You know that guy just snuck in the press box behind us?
I've seen him before.
Paul Comer.
Yes, sir. The best name I've ever done on a high school football field. Doing Corsicana one year, they had a linebacker named Chopper Davidson.
Chopper Davis.
Of course, I had to ask, is his dad's name Harley?
What if it said yes?
Nobody had an answer for me. All right, captain's meeting at midfield for Waco High. Have Jalen Ridge along with Jerome Ratliff. Also out there is Deshaun Fisher, along with Joseph Curley. Or excuse me, that's Xavier Latchison. For the Georgetown Eagles, you have Asal De La Rosa, number 20, number 48, Braden Hargrove. And who won the toss? Looks like Georgetown is going to take the ball to begin the contest.
The officials tonight are all from the Waco chapter, Lark. The referee is Tom Downey. Umpires Richard Shackelford. The linesman is Rico Harris. Line judge is Weedy Harris. And the back judge is Justin Goolsby. If that name rings a bell, that's Doc's son.
Well, so does the Harris guy.
Yeah,
Weedy
Harris
played at Ridgefield.
Yeah.
Is the other Harris of any kin to Weedy?
I would have to say probably yes, but I don't know that.
Well, it's tough to be an official, and it's tough to get good officials.
Yes,
and
it
I
is.
appreciate any of those guys that will take the time and spend the money for the equipment to officiate any sport in high school.
Anytime you blow a whistle or call a strike or ball, half the people are against it.
That's right.
That's just all there is to it.
Glamorous, thankless job, but somebody has to do it.
Yep.
We appreciate every last one of them that makes that attempt.
You think Waco High might have worked a little bit on kickoff return coverage?
I'd certainly hope so. You know, in the pregame, we said that was one of the things they needed to work on since the university game was special teams. Well, there are three phases to this game.
Oh, yeah.
Offense, defense, and special teams. Getting ready to kick it off for Waco High is number 35. That's Omar Espinoza, who was wearing 55 last week.
And he caught the guy that blocked the extra point.
He did. Back deep for the Eagles is the ever-present Darson Herman, number 8, number 88, Cade Lachlan. Lachlan on the near side. A squib kick up front and recovered nicely by Georgetown's Noah Maidlow. He was kind of looking for that, wasn't he, Coach?
Yeah, he was. Well, that's one way to keep from getting a kickoff return against you right there.
Problem is, you give your opponent the ball at their own 49-yard line to start the contest. You're going to take that kind of chance. You got to have a lot of confidence in your defense. That defense for Waco High has Iron Manette Jr. up front, along with DeMontavious Carpew, Jamarcus Carpew, and Ivan Chappelle. That quarterback, number 7, Oldorf, looking to pass deep, going to Lachlan, and it's in and out of his hands. Good defense there by Waco High, but now a flag comes in. Keelan Taylor was right there on top of it, Coach, but they may call interference on it.
They may. I thought it was pretty good coverage that time, but we'll see. Where the flag's thrown, it looks like it could be an interference.
Tom Downey will tell us about it here in a second. Another thing Waco High had to work on from last week is penalties. And they call an interference against Waco High. We'll start off with a 15-yard penalty against the Lions. That brings up a 1st and 10 at the at the Waco 36. Hand off over the right side. There's 23 with the ball, Ryan Eady. Last week, Eady did not carry the ball that much.
Is that Dawson Herman split way out to the right? I can't tell if that's
that's number 3 out
okay,
there.
I don't think he's in the game right now then.
Eady picks up about 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Pass is complete to Lachlan. Lachlan has it inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line.
Nice tackle that time by Keith Guillory from Waco High, who really played well last week. He's one of the better defensive players on this team.
Down to the 27. 1st down. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 3rd down. 3rd down and 1. At the 27.
Now Herman is in the quarterback.
Herman in the quarterback spot. Look for him to run this one, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
He'll run it, and he's got the 1st down and more. Straight up the middle, gets by a couple of would-be tacklers and carries another one inside the 5-yard line. Finally knocked out of bounds down at the 2. Matthew Gutierrez with the pursuit finally brings down Herman, but he's a load to bring down, Coach.
You see Keith Guillory right there had a shot at him about the 10. He broke that tackle and went on and picked up an additional 5 yards.
Down to the 3-yard line, a 24-yard gain brings it 1st and goal at the Waco 3. Play clock down to 13 as they finally get the personnel on the field they want with Oldorf and Eady in the backfield. Oldorf looking to pass for it in the near corner, a little shove off there, and they say he caught it behind the goals, intended for Jacob Trussell.
I tell you what, I'm impressed with Oldorf. He threw that ball as good as you can throw it. That was a nice catch, however, he was out of bounds.
This drive started again at the Georgetown 49-yard line. Lions attempted an onside kick to start the contest. They were able to cover it up. Maidlow up at the 49-yard line. Herman on the keeper, heads for the goal line, is going to be knocked down right at the goal line. As a matter of fact, he'll just get a couple of yards down to the 1.
I think they set the tone earlier when Herman's in there. You pretty much look for a run, looks like so far.
Again, he led them in rushing last week with 99 yards. Again, he's just a sophomore, but 6'3" and 215. Running the quarterback position again with Eady behind him and a pistol. And he sends Eady to his left. They'll run it left. He's looking for a hole and it's inside the pylon for the touchdown.
Yeah, Waco High didn't want that to happen on the first drive, but it was all aided by that pass interference penalty. You see a look at the touchdown right there. So Waco ISD offense is going to get a chance to try to answer here in just a second.
Went 6 plays, 51 yards, and 2:03. Point after attempt by Matt Diaz out of the hold of Jacob Ramos. Looks like it's wide to the left. Hooked it. So with 9 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the first quarter, Georgetown strikes first and up 6-0 on a 1-yard sweep around the left side by Darson Herman.
This is the Georgetown team. They're in the 11-5A Division I. They don't have far to go for district games. They got Cedar Park, Pflugerville, Conley. They got Hutto. They got Maynard. They got Pflugerville. Leander Rouse. So all those teams probably within about 30 or 40 miles of where they're located. And remember, Art Browse got his start in high school. Not his start, but he was at Georgetown before he went to Stephenville.
They're just 1 year. Wait, he went there from sundown, sun rays, sunset, sun something out in West Texas. Ratliff going back deep for the Lions along with Keemon Taylor. Jerome Ratliff last week, he looked like the guy that's going to be the playmaker for the Lions.
He really did. Got good speed.
Diaz with the ball teed up on the south 40-yard line. Pops it up on the far side. A fair catch call for at the 26-yard line and made by Zaleon Walker.
I'll just keep a close eye on the Georgetown defense. Young man wears number 37. His name is Taylor Bill. He is the leading tackler on this football team. And he does a good job. And I guess we'll see Davion Long right now. Probably Reg the running back to start the game.
Bill had like 16 tackles last week in that game against Wiley. Davion Long's the quarterback. In the backfield with him, you'll have Jaden Ridge along with Jerome Ratliff. Willie Carter, the center, gets a good snap back. Handoff goes to Ratliff, and he gets by one would-be tackler, but that tackler finally grabs him by his shirt tail and will throw him for a 2-yard loss back to the 24.
Nice tackle that time. On half of Georgetown, that was Braden Hargrove that time. Really nice tackle.
He shot through a gap on the line from his nose guard position. Second down. Ridge looking for a cutback lane and finds it up to the 30-yard line. We'll give him 6 yards on the play. Still brings up 3rd and 6. Most likely a passing down.
Raymond O'Neal is their go-to guy when they throw the football.
Long was 11 of 22 last week passing with 1 for a touchdown. Looking for a receiver on the near side, has him and completes it across the 40 to the 41, but apparently there was a flag and a procedure penalty against Waco before the play got underway.
And that was Raymond O'Neal on the receiving end of that pass. So the penalty bug has hit him early, hasn't it?
Certainly has. Takes it back to the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 16 now. An offensive line for Waco has Willie Carter at the center, Jordan Becerra and Jaquise Wells are on the right side. On the left side, you have Joe Curley and George Ramirez. 3rd and 16. Make the handoff. Long has time. Now is flushed from the pocket and will only get up to the 25-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. And Waco High is going to be forced to punt.
Nice tackle by Matt Anderson that time from Georgetown. So not the way Waco High wanted to start off. Penalties have hurt them on the defense, and now they've hurt them on the offense.
So Espinosa back to punt. Laughlin back to receive for Georgetown. all-out rush, but he gets it away. A bit of a wobbler that heads towards the Waco sidelines and goes out of bounds across the 50. And they'll mark it out at the 49-yard line. That's exactly where Georgetown started their first possession of the game.
A lot of pressure that time on Espinosa. He's lucky he got that rascal off because they sent 10 men that time to try to block that thing.
Waco High had it for just a minute and 34 seconds. As Georgetown takes possession with 8:19 left to go in the first quarter, leading 6-0. Just 51 yards away for the second time, and Herman in as the quarterback and the only back in the backfield. Looking to pass, he'll have it roll off his hands and then gets control of it, takes towards his sideline, and able to get into Waco territory out at the 47-yard line. Coach, that's the first time I've seen something like that.
Yeah, that's a weird play. If you look at the snap, he kind of bobbled it. It was supposed to be a pass play, and he took it down, and you see it right there. He goes on the sweep.
He got 5 yards out of it, and then he takes off again with the ball around the right side. Gets it close to the first down.
If you're our replay guy tonight, you don't have time for a whole lot of replays.
No, you don't.
They get up there and go.
Got 4 yards on that one. They're right back up to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 1. Herman looking to throw down the far sideline and overthrows his target due into double coverage.
One of those in coverage was Keemon Taylor. Had him covered pretty much like a blanket.
So it's 4th and 1 at the Waco 42. It's 4 down territory for Georgetown. Plus just 4th and 1. You got that big old guy Herman back there, but he's not in the game right now. Yeah, he is.
He's going to run it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a couple of blockers there. So they're in the pistol. He hands it off to the tailback who has the first down. Getting that first down is Zane Quick. That's a good football name.
Yes, it is. Getting up off the bottom of the pile for Waco High was Xavier Letchison that time. Another look at it. Just don't boat in the neck. Picked him up the first down.
Down to the 36 and pick up a 6 yards on the play for Quick. 3rd first down of the night for Georgetown. Now it's Oldorp in at quarterback with an empty backfield, except he's now joined by Edie in the backfield. And fakes the handoff to Edie. Oldorp keeps it and goes across the 30, down to about the 27.
That's the first time I've seen the man come in motion and line up at tailback, but that's what he did that time.
Give you a lot of different looks.
Yeah, they did.
They're quickly back to the line of scrimmage, looking to pass on the wide receiver screen. It's complete to Isaiah Fillmore. The ball is loose, and Waco High is on it. Up around the 35-yard line. So give the completion to Fillmore, but then the fumble turns it over to Waco High with 6 minutes and 59 seconds to go.
I tell you what, I don't know if that was Marion Johnson that recovered that fumble or not. It was hard to tell, but anyway, Waco High's got the football, so see if they can strike while the iron is hot.
They got about 2 yards out of it, but then the fumble and recovered by Waco. So Waco gets the opportunity here with 6:59 to maybe tie up or take the lead. Handoff goes to Ridge, and a flag comes in. Ridge got around the right side. They got it up to the 38-yard line.
That's not been one of them horse collars. I don't think it's a face.
No, they called it holding against Waco.
That's three penalties so far?
3 penalties for what? 35 yards? Something like 30 yards? Not a good start. All the way back to the 25. Can't play from behind the chains. Long looking to pass. Now throws in flat, and it is almost, well, it is picked off. Or was it?
It is called.
Would it go in and out of the hands? Because it looked like it was about to.
Yeah, Waco High caught it. I think Jerome Ratliff caught it after the defender kind of bounced up in the air.
Yeah, Ratliff did a good job of being able to come up with that one on the on the bounce. Here you see it on the replay.
You see right here that I thought the ball was going to be intercepted. It shows up there. Ratliff's right there. Stays in bounds. Took to that.
Good tip drill by Ratliff to get it out to the 32 for a 7-yard gain. Getting loose is Ridge, and Ridge will be bumped out of bounds when he gets into Georgetown territory down around the 41. 27 yards on that pickup.
There's Jaden Ridge right there. That was a nice move. He's their go-to guy when it comes to running the football. Between he and Jerome Ratliff, they both have a lot of speed.
Stop the clock with 6:26 to go first quarter. Georgetown with a 6-0 lead on the Lions. The Lions in Eagle territory for the first time, and they have it at the 40-yard line, so that'll give Ratliff 28 yards on that last carry. Notice Juan Rivera in on the offensive line for the Lions. Long pass is in the flat, and it's incomplete, intended for Ratliff in the flat. That was way out of his reach.
You don't see Waco High throw the football very often on first down.
Waco High, they say that was a lateral, and they say it's a loss back to the 44-yard line. I didn't think that was a lateral, Coach.
They would have got it on the replay. I don't know.
Well, that's the way it was ruled, so it'd be second down and 14 on the 44. That'll go on Long's rushing record. Now the procedure call against Waco High.
Remain second down.
The Lions will just get out of the way of themselves. They might be able to move the football.
Hey, we're still in the first quarter, about halfway through it, and they've already got 4 penalties.
Well, they were able to overcome the 1st and 20 to start this drive. All the way back to the 49, facing a 3rd and 19. High snap, he'll get it and hand it off to Ridge coming around the right side. A good ankle tackle there by the Eagles' Aiden Valencia.
It was a nice tackle that time, no doubt about it. There he goes. Ridge is a tough man to bring down.
They lost 3 yards back into Waco territory. It's 4th down and 22. Kwame started with the onside kick. I don't see why he won't attempt to get a 4th down play here. You got 10 seconds left on the play clock. And they're either going to have to call a timeout or take the delay. They get it off with 1 second left on the play clock. Long looking deep across the middle and overthrows his target. And it would have been a good idea not to intercept that, even if you do have a chance to do so, because you're going to lose some yards on it, but it's just an incomplete pass, and it goes over on downs to Georgetown.
Ball intended for Xavier Williams, but it was badly overthrown. Number 20 did a good job of really not catching that football, like you said, Saul De La Rosa.
Waco had it for 1:35 minutes on that drive. Georgetown takes over in their best field position so far at the Waco 48. Wait a minute, that was 4th down, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Waco High's punting now.
No, that was 3rd down.
Okay. Oh, I see where I made my mistake.
That's yours for the year.
Yeah, that's the only one I can have. Okay. Well, anyway, the punt.
Well, Georgetown at least don't have as good a field position
No,
as
they
they've
don't.
had so far.
16. I made my mistake on that procedure penalty.
That's new for the Waco ISD Stadium. With this heat, they got a little tent over there. A couple of Waco High fans out having a good time tonight. Hoping their team can get on the scoreboard.
Starson Herman sets up as the quarterback. Up front, he's got Jacob Estrada, Brian Hargrove, Alex Lanaya, and Trey Flores. Hand off up the middle to Edie. or excuse me, that's 22 Moreno, not 23. His first carry of the night.
R.J. Moreno.
About 4 yards out to the 20, second down and 6. So they once again get up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry and run the play with only 25 seconds still remaining on the play clock. Now Herman will pitch it and able to get some yards out of it as Moreno was in a spot to be able to, excuse me, that was 26 instead of 22.
You watch Herman, he waits till the last minute here, throws that ball, and has a nice catch that time by Braden Wilson.
Get it out to the 26-yard line. That's a 6-yard pickup. And are we going to have the first measurement we've had in quite some time, Coach? Are they actually going to bring the chains out?
It appears to be so.
We haven't seen this in what, at least 3 years? Is that something that maybe Kwame Cavill asked for?
Could have been.
Don't just give him the first down.
We're going for a hot dog here.
I'll give you first choice.
I'm going to say he made it.
All right, I'll say he did. Just to be different. Depends on just how long that chain is. It's supposed to be 10 yards, right? They got it by a full football length.
So you're down one dog now.
I'm down one dog. It's all right, I'll make it up somewhere along the way.
I bet you will.
Now, there was one year, Butch showed me about 10 hot dogs.
Yeah.
What he brought me was a package of hot dogs.
There goes
Cold.
Jordan.
Didn't bring me the buns and the mustard.
Well, I could on a tight budget.
Just brought me the weenies. Oldorf back to pass. Looks to his right and hits Lachlan on the run. He has it into Waco territory down in around the 35-yard line. That's a pretty pass.
A beautiful pass. You watch it right here. Oldorf straight in the needle. You watch Lachlan right here gather that thing in. Beautiful pass. Couldn't have thrown it any better.
29 yards on the pickup. Quickly they're back up to the line of scrimmage and they run a play off to the right-hand side. There's the quarterback Oldorf with the run. He gets it down to the 31-yard line for a gain of 4. Second down and 6. They got to slow down. I can't write that fast.
They're quick.
Now they'll converse it. Now I guess we have a timeout due to an injury as Waco High has a player down at the 25.
You know, Waco High will open up next week a district play as they host Killeen Ellison. University will open their district play next week on the road at Burleson. So both these teams just had 2 non-district games.
Junior linebacker Zamarian Johnson being looked at. Again, it may just be cramps. That's what you're going to get in warm weather like this. He's off on his own power. So, these players are taught whenever they have a cramp or an injury or whatever to just go down and stop the game.
Yeah.
Don't try to limp off the field. Just go down and stop the game, especially a team that's running plays as quick as Georgetown is. Gives your defense a little bit of rest. Oldorf has Moreno behind him. Sends a man in motion to the near side and will look to throw that way and passes it to that motion man, Brandon Bradford. Bradford has it out of bounds at the 17-yard line in Waco territory.
Once again, nice pass. Bradford, he's got good hands, good speed. Find him.
18 yards on the pickup, brings up another first down, the third in this drive that started back at the Georgetown 16.
Knocked out of bounds that time by Keemon Taylor.
2 big plays in the drive, one for 29, one for 18, both passes. Edie goes in motion. Fake the handoff to Moreno. Once again, Herman has the ball slip out of his hands and Moreno is there to pick it up. They need to give Herman some stickum on that right hand.
I wonder that's twice he's done that. I don't know what the situation is. Maybe the football's too big. I don't know.
So that or Waco High buttered up that football, but he goes back. You see where he cocked back and all of a sudden it's out of his hand and Moreno's there to pick it up.
Very fortunate they got to recover that ball.
Recovered it back at the 24-yard line. That's a loss of 7 on the play for Moreno, but basically. Second and 17. Now goes Moreno going out of bounds right at the 16-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the play for Moreno, so he got it back. Plus a yard.
You know, in high school football, non-district games don't really mean a whole lot, because they don't count until you get to district. I remember there was one year, I think Johnny Toose's Waco Lions started off 4-5 and still made the playoffs.
3rd down and 9 from the 17. Oldorp in at quarterback. Looking to pass, looking to his right, throws to the corner, and it is overthrown and intercepted. Going the other way for the Waco High Lions is Minette, and he may take it to the house. Tyrone Minette Jr. with the interception return for the touchdown to tie this game up at 6 apiece. Was that Deshaun? It was 33, Deshaun Floyd.
Yeah, Deshaun Floyd. You take a look at this. He gets the ball right there, and he's gone to the house. He's got good speed, and the convoy and blockers in front of him. What have we got officials back here?
We got a flag back at the 20-yard line, Coach.
During the return, block at the back, number 61 of the defense. The penalty will be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll be Waco High's ball, 1st down.
A no-tie ball game. And once again, the penalties raises its ugly head.
Feel sorry for Deshaun Floyd. He made a heck of a return that time. Brought the home team to the home crowd to their feet, but it's all for naught.
Waco does get the ball and stops Georgetown from their scoring opportunity with 2:31 left to go, 1st quarter. Took 2 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock with that particular Georgetown possession.
Five penalties thing. Still in the 1st quarter.
And takes it all the way back to the Waco 10-yard line.
45 yards.
It's basically a 90-yard penalty there, Coach.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Avion Long has Ratliff in the backfield with him. Excuse me, that's not Ratliff, that's number 4. Adrian Rodriguez. Rodriguez around the left side. Get it up near the 14-yard line, a gain of 4 for A-Rod.
That doesn't surprise you, that's his nickname, does it?
No.
If it wasn't for bad luck, Lions wouldn't have anything.
A-Rod last week just 3 carries for 15 yards, but did have a touchdown. Has the football again over the left side. Buries his head up to the 14-yard line, and there's no gain on the play.
Well, this brings up a 3rd and long situation. Maybe a pass down, I don't know. But if they do, look for him to go to Raymond O'Neal. He's a go-to guy.
Take the handoff. Long looking to throw. Toward the sideline is incomplete. It was intended for Xavier Williams. And Waco High is going to have to punt. So instead of having a possibility to take the lead, it's 3 downs and punt.
Remember last time they punted, I'm telling you that Espinosa nearly got that rascal block. That's all I'm going to say.
Auckland waiting on the Waco High side of the 50-yard line for the punt from Espinosa, and he'll get this off somewhere around the 3 or 4 yard line. No snap, gets the punt off, gets it away from Lachlan, and Lachlan will field it at the 42-yard line, 43-yard line, and then will be knocked out of bounds at the Waco 46.
I believe that was Patrick Tucker that knocked him out of bounds that time. So Georgetown go back to work on offense.
Waco had it for 1 minute and 24 seconds on that drive. 6-0 our score with 1 minute and 7 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Georgetown scored on their first possession of the game. To some degree shot themselves in the foot on their ensuing possessions. Herman has Moreno behind him, has a high snap but gets it down to Moreno, but Moreno is wrapped up immediately as Manette gets back there to stop him.
Boy, he got there quick too. That's a nice tackle. Was that Tyler Minute? Who was that? Number 23?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know his nickname. It ought to be New York though. New York Minute.
There you go. Loss of 4 on that play. 2nd and 14 at the midfield stripe. Herman at a quarterback now. Will run it around the right side, gets a block on the edge, finds a little bit of running room back toward the hash marks. Finally wrapped up by Matthew Gutierrez. Out before he got down to the Waco High 37-yard line where it's 3rd and 1.
That may be the last play of the quarter.
Gain of 13 on the play for Herman. And I do believe that will be the last play as they won't get this one off. So after the first quarter of play, our score is Georgetown 6 and Waco High 0. Now let's join our stadium announcer, George Snookhouse, for a special presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the 20-yard line, where tonight the Waco Independent School District Athletic Department honors the service of Mr. Pat Atkins. Mr. Atkins has spent the last 17 years serving the students, teachers, and administrators of the Waco Independent School District. 9 of those years he has resided as board president. Under his leadership, the athletic programs have benefited immensely with numerous improvements at various campuses. Mr. Atkins and his wife Sandy, who is currently a teacher in the district, have seen all 3 of their children graduate from Waco schools. Pat has been a leader committed to the continued success of the Waco ISD community. His support of Waco ISD athletics over the years is greatly appreciated. Please join the athletic department in honoring our newest lifetime athletic honor roll inductee, Mr. Pat Atkins. Give him a hand.
Well-deserved honor for Pat Atkins. Served as a school board president for years, helped us on Waco ISD TV for many years.
Well-deserved. Well-deserved honor. There's so Sandy, she's a good one. She has to be put up with him.
Put up with him. You're married to an attorney, number 1. All right, Georgetown back at work. 3rd and 1 from the Waco 47. Go with a full house backfield here. Edie and Moreno in there with Herman. And he'll hand it off to Moreno. Moreno will have the first down over right tackle. And lunge forward up to about the 33. Make that the 33-yard line.
Brought down by a host of Waco High line. I see Tyrone Minute getting up kind of slow that time, but he's ready to go.
4-yard gain gets it to the 33, where it's 1st and 10. Georgetown trying to add to a 6-0 lead. Fake to Moreno. Oldorf with the pass, and it's complete. Bradford with the catch, and then we have a flag in the backfield, normally where you see roughing the passer.
Kivante Lindley made a good hit that time. Nice tackle, so I think it was roughing the passer. We'll see. Yep.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 88 made a blow to the head. So going to be a first down.
We got it out to the 28 for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, we thought they had a lot of penalties last week.
Yep.
They may break the record tonight.
I think so. That was Bradford that made the catch, but the penalty takes it all the way down to the 16-yard line, and Waco's into the field. Oldorf looking for the corner in Waco High, able to hold up Moreno from getting there, and it's incomplete.
They're knocking on the door. Waco High needs to blow their neck down there, at least hold them to a field goal if they can. Turnover would be nice here, wouldn't it?
Well, they've gotten one already, but they thought they had the game at least tied with that turnover, but a stinking penalty brought it back. Harmon hands it off to Moreno in a big hole over the right side, gets him down to the 5-yard line. Gain of 11 on the play, and it's going to be 1st and goal.
Yeah, that was a nice hole, Lark. I think you and I could have got through that one.
Well, they say it's 3rd down and 1. Didn't make to the 1st down. Now we got a flag on the play.
I believe Waco High's offside. Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay, Moreno got 9 on that play a moment ago. Now the flag. We'll see what we're going to do here. It'll be Waco's offsides. It's half the distance. Talking to the Eagles about it.
I don't understand why it's taking so long.
Either it is or it isn't.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Half the distance give them 1st down, 1st and goal, so I don't know.
Substitution infraction on the defense. 12 men on the field. Penalties half the distance. 1st down.
It's 1st and goal from the 2.5.
How many they got now?
7.
Huh?
7.
They got 12 out there now.
Oh, do they?
Look like. Maybe I missed
Moreno tries to back his way in, and I think that final lunge gets him over the end zone for the touchdown. 2-yard plunge by R.J. Moreno increases Georgetown's lead to 12-0. With 10:57 left to go in the 2nd quarter.
Swinging gate out there, so we'll see what they do with this.
Well, they missed their 1st extra point, so they're looking to make it up. Sure enough, they're going to go out of the swinging gate and the flag thrown.
False start. Offense number 52. Penalties, 5-yard penalty.
First penalty of the night against Georgetown.
Yeah, they'll probably just go regular this time, say that swinging gate stuff, I assume. I don't know.
That drive went 46 yards in 7 plays and took 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Diaz on to try the point out of the hold of Ramos. And they fumble the snap on the fire drill. Ramos is going to be swallowed up by the Waco defense. So once again, Georgetown fails to convert the point after. And it's 12-0 in favor of Georgetown. 10:57 left to go before halftime.
Yeah, that Waco High defense swarmed to the ball that time. I did not see the young man's number that made the initial hit.
Well, apparently they worked on that part of special teams.
I think it might have been Matthew Gutierrez, I think.
He's had a pretty good game already. Waco High has dodged some bullets, but have shot themselves in the foot a couple of times, too.
Yeah, they have. And that interception return would have been really huge momentum builder for Waco High, but didn't happen.
After that, they were 3 and out and gave Georgetown the ball right back. Then Georgetown fumbled it a second time, or at least had their 2nd turnover of the game. Waco hasn't taken advantage of those turnovers just yet.
They need a good kickoff return here, maybe by Ridge, if he gets the football.
Ratliff is sneaking up to the 20-yard line on the near side, thinking they'll pop it up. They're going to go to the far side of the field on a popped-up kick. It's going to bounce once, and it's picked up by Keemon Taylor, going up the Georgetown sideline on the far side. He gets it up to about the 34-yard line.
Waco High really needs to mount a good drive here, Lark. get some points on the board.
Well,
because they're still in this football game, very much so.
Absolutely. Well, they went down 14-7 at halftime to University, and within about the first 4 minutes of the second half, able to grab the lead at 16-14. So, still a lot of football to play. Davion Long, the quarterback, will have Jaden Ridge in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to his right, 2 stacked to the left. And the play clock runs out on him.
Yep. Anybody see it?
No, nobody called it.
That's the back judge supposed to do that. Didn't do it.
Long's going to get 1 yard out of it. So he tried to scramble his way forward. He gets up to the 35.
I can't believe that play clock ran out. They ran out long before they snapped that ball, too.
Herman Newton checks in on the offensive line, a senior. He checked into the right guard position. Play clock at 10. Long ask for the snap, drops straight back. Has some time, now throws long, and it's way overthrown and going to be intercepted. A nice job of chasing that down by Aaron Bazell, the cornerback on the near side. Not sure who Long was throwing that one to.
Long threw it long, that's all I'm telling you. And Jerome Ratliff finally made the tackle, but Georgetown's got the football again. That's a nice interception. I'll be quite honest, that was a nice interception. You see Jerome come there and hang on for dear life till they get a little reinforcements.
It's like a Willie Mays over-the-shoulder catch against Cleveland. Had to go a long way to come up with it. Waco High had it for 1 minute and 2 plays before Georgetown gets it. They have it at their own 20-yard line. 8:57 to go, first half, and the Eagles have a 12-0 lead. Fake the handoff. Harmon looking to go long. He had a man over there, but he overthrew Lachlan. Lachlan had some pretty good coverage there. I believe that was Bennett that was all over. No, that was Deshaun Floyd again. He was all over it.
I don't know whether he overthrew one man or underthrew the other one. He had 2 of them over there.
He did. Seems like 7 is the better passer and 8's the better runner.
I agree with you, 100%.
Fake the handoff to Moreno. Lions have Harmon bottled up. He gets away from a couple of would-be tacklers. He'll get a second shot at him and bring him down inside the 10. Well, you got to just keep trying, don't you, Coach?
Yeah, that was good defense that time, and that might have been the man again. That's Deshaun Floyd, I believe, made the initial hit on that, but Harmon tried to reverse his field and did not help him any.
A loss of 11 on the play brings up 3rd and 21. Where's number 88? He's been catching the long passes. He's in the slot on the near side. Moreno goes in motion. That's 4 receivers to this side, but coming underneath on the wide receiver screen is Fillmore, and Fillmore will get it back between the sticks, but not enough for the first down as he gets it out to the 25, a gain of 16. They're still about 5 yards shy.
So Waco High should get decent field position on this, depending on the punt and the return.
Lachlan does the punting. Right now, Waco High not sure who they're going to put back to receive the punt. Now getting back there is Zaleon Walker. Was there a whistle before?
Had to be.
The snap. Yep, there we go.
False start. Offense, number 34. 5-yard penalty.
That takes it back to the 20 where they started. Just their second penalty against Georgetown. It's twice for 10 yards here in the first half.
Now they got Ratliff back there.
Well, now Ratliff is back.
Waco High's running people on and off the field. They call timeout.
Timeout. Waco High. First charge timeout of the half.
Well, they call that with 8 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And once again, it's on a kicking down, Coach.
I think they were fixed to get a penalty for illegal substitution, so they called the timeout.
Well, they've already done that once. Why not do it again?
Yeah, right.
Now, how do you become an illegal substitution?
When people run on or off the field, when the plays they're already fixed to run a play, or they come out of the huddle.
What huddle?
Whatever they call it.
That's my problem. No huddle. How can you call it an illegal substitution? All right, let's see. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11. There's 11 out there.
Good.
Ratliff for the man deep. Also have Walker up and around the 45-yard line in Georgetown territory.
Ratliff is, when I say deep, that guy kicks that ball that far. He's a heck of a punter.
Low snap, but Locke was able to get off the punt and take a Waco High sideways roll. Now takes another Waco High bounce and killed at the 46-yard line. And Georgetown's into the field. Waco High is going to have probably its best field position of the night. Down 12-0 with 8:08 left to go in the second quarter.
They're still in this football game, and I still look before it's all said and done that Ridge or Ratliff, one of them is going to break a long run before this night's over.
Right now it'd be a good time to do it.
It wouldn't be a bad time, would it?
Coach, we got a new quarterback. Nate Rainier in at quarterback, number 3.
I guess they thought long after that last interception. I was going to try Rainier, who gave him a good run for it in the spring.
He does a good job handing it off to Ratliff, who goes over the right side, but there's a flag where you normally see holding. And it's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 79. 10 yards from the previous spot. First down.
It's back into Waco High territory.
Those penalties are killing Waco High. They're killing.
75 yards of penalty already.
Golly.
Second snap of the year for Rainier, quarterback. Looking to pass. In the pocket. Gets rid of it on the just before he gets hit. And it's intercepted. Saul De La Rosa, who returned one for a touchdown last week, returns this one into Waco High territory to about the 45. So now both quarterbacks have thrown an INT.
Yeah, may not see Rainier again this game. I don't know. It's one of them dying quails right there. That's what that was.
Well, I think part of that was because his arm was hit about the time he let it go. He maybe waited a little too long to let go of the football, but it's going to be at Waco's 45-yard line with 7:42 left to go. Waco had it for just 16 seconds. I think that's 26 seconds instead of 16. Oldorp, the quarterback, sends the man over to the right side, fakes the handoff. Oh, he does give it off, excuse me. Gave it off to number 23, that's Edie. Pretty good fake there. Edie gets it up to the 41-yard line, a gain of 4 on the play.
Keith Giller in on the tackle again, like he's been many times tonight. Also doing a good job of this is Giller. He's just a good defensive football player.
Oldorp running the offense now with the pass. It's complete to Fillmore. And Fillmore is hit about the same time he catches the ball. He's going to be shy of the first down by about a yard. Got 5 on the play to bring up 3rd and 1. At the Waco 36-yard line.
Nice tackle that time by Deshaun Floyd.
Fake the handoff, and the keeper by Oldorp gets it across the 35-yard line to the 34. The 2-yard pickup gets the first down for Georgetown.
Another tackle by, Keith Guillory.
New set of downs. 6:35 and counting in the second quarter. Georgetown trying to add to a 12-0 lead. Hand off to Edie. Edie slides one would-be tackler and gets it up to the 31-yard line before a couple of Lions knock him down.
Getting up off the bottom of that pile for the Waco Lions was Tyrone Minute, Jr. I forgot to say junior. He's a junior. So it must be a Tyrone Minute Senior, I would assume.
2-yard gain out to the 32. 2nd and 8. Edie once again up the middle across the 30. And to the 29-yard line for another 3 yards.
They just keep that ball on the ground, using up some of that clock and moving the football. Waco High's got to really get a stop here. They don't want to give up another score.
3rd down and 5. They got to get to the 24-yard line to get the second first down in this series of downs. Clock still rolling at 5:40 and counting. Hand off to Moreno. He trying to bounce it around the left side, but carried out of bounds before he gets to the yardage marker. Down about the 27-yard line. He'll be shy by about 3 yards. Bring up 4th and 3 after the 2-yard gain by Moreno.
Yeah, it's decision time for Coach Chuck Griffin and his staff.
Yep.
No question, they're going for it.
They're going for it.
Yeah. That's a quick decision.
Oldorp at the quarterback. He's looking to pass for it and overthrows Fillmore. So the ball will go over on downs to Waco on the incomplete pass. Waco gets it with 5:24 left to go and the first half, and the Lions trail 12-0.
Good coverage that time by Leon Walker for the Waco High Lions. That was a big stop for Waco High. They got plenty of time left to move the football down the field.
Certainly do. 2:18 on that drive for Georgetown. Waco takes over at their own 27-yard line. It's Long back at quarterback. Ridge and Ratliff in the backfield. Ridge takes the handoff, takes it to the other side, found a hole on the right side, gets it across the 30 up to about the 34. Gain of about 7 on the play for Jaden Ridge.
I believe that's Taylor Bill, the leading tackler, number 37, made that tackle.
2nd down and 3. Again, it's Ridge with the football and slides through a couple of would-be tacklers and has a first down for the Lions at the Georgetown 38. Gain of 4 on that one for Jaden Ridge. Waco High going in a more hurry-up offense now. Butler gets the snap back. Ridge has a hole over the left side. Could get another 5 yards, maybe 6 yards out of that, up to the 44-yard line.
I guess Kwame Cavill said, come on, guys, let's just run it right at them. Pick up 4 or 5 yards at a whack. Let's quit trying all this fancy stuff.
Yep. Keep it simple. Snap is made. Nobody's looking for the ball. Long's going to have to get back and fall on it back at the 25-yard line. Coach, that happened to him twice last week, but we do have a penalty on the near side. Maybe a legal procedure called against the Lions before the snap was made. That maybe is their saving grace.
We hadn't seen any low snaps tonight, have we?
Not yet.
Seen a couple of high ones, but at least that one was pretty high. I believe this must be against Georgetown. I don't know.
No, I think it's against Waco High for a legal procedure.
Oh, okay.
I think they called it before the snap was ever made.
Look at Kwame.
He's getting his coaches back.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Penalty results in a first down.
Apparently they jumped offside. I did not see that.
I thought they did. Yeah, I
okay.
saw. Yeah, I saw.
That's only the 3rd penalty against Georgetown. It gives Waco High their 2nd first down of the drive by way of the penalty and brings it all the way out to the Waco 49-yard line. Good snap. Long looking to get around the corner. That one's messed up because offensive lineman got in the way. Long just trying to get anything he can out of it and finally knocked out of bounds back at the 36-yard line. That's a loss of 13 on the play. I'm not sure where Juan Rivera was going, but he was kind of in the middle of something that was trying to go around the right side.
Once again, Waco had good success running right off tackle, and then they came out and tried something different, tried to get outside, and did not happen. Malfunction at the junction, I guess you say.
Long loses 12 back to the 37. 2nd and 22. pass to the sideline. It is complete. And a good job of avoiding the tackle by O'Neal.
Raymond O'Neal, his nickname is Rich. There's a good reason for that. He is the go-to guy when they throw the football. That's a nice catch, good move, picked up about another 10 yards.
Yeah, got 15 out of it. Brings up a 3rd down and about 5. Well, make that more like 3rd down and 8. From the Georgetown 48. Hand off to Ridge. Or excuse me, that's Ratliff, and Ratliff has it across the 45 to about the 44.
They got a good drive going, but the clock is slowly but surely becoming a factor. We're under 3 minutes now in the first half.
He did pick up 4 yards on the play to the 44. Brings up 4th and 4. The Lions have to go for it here. You have to believe. And they do have a couple of timeouts left, so they may run off some clock. I don't know why they'd run off clock, but they may run off some clock and then call a timeout. They don't seem, well, now they throw in a play all of a sudden with 10 seconds left on the play clock.
They better hurry. They don't want a penalty here for sure.
Get it off with 2 seconds left on the play clock. Going long, throws it up for grabs and a nice adjustment, but still overthrown, intended for Corey Taylor. That was just a jump ball, wasn't it, Coach?
Yeah, he had a lot of hang time on that one. It looked like a punt to me.
So on downs, it goes back to Georgetown with 2:20 left to go in the first half. Waco held on to it for 3 minutes and 4 seconds on that drive as they picked up a couple of first downs.
You think Georgetown just tried to run the clock out?
No. I think they'll try to get some points. I'm sure that coaching staff is a little frustrated at how much they've shot themselves in the foot in this first half. Start at the Waco 44-yard line. Excuse me, the Georgetown 44. Handoff goes to Moreno, gets around the corner, across the 50, and bumped out of bounds when he gets to about the 40. Well, they say he went out of bounds at the 45 in Waco territory, so that's an 11-yard gain and a first down.
R.J. Moreno, pretty good running back. Showed good speed there. Finally goes out of bounds. Kind of helped a little bit that time by Matthew Gutierrez.
Moreno has the ball again and has a hole over the left side before it's finally stopped by Deshaun Fisher.
All right, Waco High sending 3 guys in, and need to send 3 out. Here we go. Now we should be even.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard gain by Moreno. Harmon looking to pass, rolling to his left, throwing for Lachlan, and he can't get to it before it's out of bounds.
Still have 1 minute and 44 seconds left in this quarter, and according to the scoreboard, unofficially, Georgetown still has all 3 timeouts left.
I do not remember them calling a timeout anytime during the first half. They still got plenty of time to try to put more points on the board. They face a 3rd and 5 here at the Waco 40. Oldorp at the quarterback spot on the flare pass out to Moreno. Moreno has the first down and bulls his way forward for about another 5 yards after that.
Finally knocked out of bounds by Matthew Gutierrez and New York Minute.
A 10-yard pickup on the play. Puts it at the Waco 30. Clock stopped at 1:35. Harmon on the keeper, coming to the right side. Puts his head down and gets it across the 20 and slides forward up to the 18 for a 12-yard gain.
That'll stop the clock till they set the change. Still a minute. Well, they didn't stop the clock.
We got the chain set already, and now we do have a timeout called.
They're putting more time on the clock.
Yeah, we got an injury for Waco High.
They can put a little more time on the clock, I think, according to Tom Downey. He did like this. I guess that means put more time on it.
Thought that meant pump up the volume.
Because the clock continued to run before they set the change.
Our sideline reporter, Graham Bronstein, going to talk to our new Athletic Hall of inductee, Pat Atkins, at the half. Moreno takes the ball over the left side, stays on his feet with a nice pirouette, gets it down to the 10-yard line. That's a pretty nice run there, Coach.
Yeah, it is. They got a Waco High man down right now. Still 3 timeouts left for Georgetown.
Georgetown scored on their very first possession of the contest. They only had to go 51 yards to get it because Waco High attempted an onside kick with the opening kickoff, and then Waco had an interference penalty that moved Georgetown to the 36, and from there they were able to score on a 1-yard run by Darson Herman. Two teams exchanged several turnovers during the first half, but finally Georgetown was able to get on the board one more time, take this 12-0 lead.
I don't think that was a cramp that time, Lord. Man coming off, that's New York Minute. You need him out there now.
Yeah, we do.
Remember, coming up halftime, we'll have the Waco High Band and the Scarlet Line.
It's 2nd down and 2. He wants the touchdown, and he has the touchdown complete to Jacob Trussell.
Made it look quite easy. That one hurt right there as far as Waco High Lions are concerned. And I assume they got this swinging gate. There's a look at the touchdown. I think they'll go for 2 here. I really do.
Herman pulls up, looking for somebody now. Will try to run it in himself, and will get there. So 53 seconds left to go in the first half, and Georgetown increases its lead to 20-0. That was a 7-play, 56-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 27 seconds.
You see Herman there. Nobody open. He just decided I'll run it in. Had a little missed tackle there about the 5-yard line, but good juke move by Herman that time.
Make that 1 minute and 27 seconds on the possession for Georgetown to get their 3rd touchdown of the night. To take the 20-0 lead on Waco High.
Waco High still has 2 timeouts left, so we'll see, but there's only 53 seconds remaining in the half.
Coach, there's no guarantee that Georgetown kicks the ball to them. They may kick it, but it may be an onside kick.
It could be. They hadn't kicked it deep all night, have they?
Not really. They've done a lot of pop-up pooch kicks. Let's see what the kicker Diaz has in his bag of tricks here. Pop it up to the near side. Walker lets it go over his head, and it'll be picked up by Waco Lion at the 17-yard line. There to pick it up was Jeremy Powell, and that was almost Georgetown's football.
Oh, Jeremy waited a little bit too long picking it up, as far as I'm concerned. If I'm Kwame, you got to be real careful down there. It's pretty evident Waco High passing game is not where it needs to be, that's for sure.
They need to look for some more of those quick crossing patterns as opposed to the deep patterns. Davion Long will guide this final possession of the first half with Ridge and Ratliff in the backfield with him. Willie Carter with a shotgun snap gets it off to Ridge, and Ridge has a big hole over the right side and will pick up a first down and 11 yards on the play out to the 28-yard line.
And the clock stops, they set the chains, and that's going again.
Down to 40 seconds. Again, Ridge over the right side. That's where the Lions have had the most success. He gets it up to the 34.
I'd stay with it. And if you Waco
Timeout.
Timeout, yeah.
Waco High.
You can't carry them over to the second half.
Might as well use them when you got them.
Yep. Yeah, I'm like you, though. The off-tackle misdirections has really been a good play for the Lions here in this last series they ran.
Ridge has carried the ball 8 times for 85 yards so far. And that's about all the offense that the Lions have been able to muster. Quarterbacks are 4 of 8 for 85 yards, but a couple of interceptions. Whereas Georgetown has also had a couple of interceptions and turned the ball over on downs a couple of times. Again, this is a non-district battle, a tune-up for district play for Waco High. I don't know if Georgetown may have another non-district game before they start their district battles.
No, they got the 8-team district also.
Okay, so they're in the district play next week too. Back to play. Pass is complete on the near sideline and getting out of bounds with the ball. That's the kind of play you need to have with the clock running down.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Taylor with the catch there.
Did a good job of catching, getting out of bounds. 27 seconds left. So they got to do something, do it quick.
Got 8 yards on the play and picked up a first down. Again, looking for the sideline pass to Taylor, and Taylor gets it and takes it out at the 49.
That's a nice play, but I don't think you got time to run that about 8 more times, do you?
Yeah, probably not. Got 7 yards on that one, 2nd down and 3.
How about affect that little pass and let him go long?
Little pump and go?
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Maybe do this one more time and then do that.
Uh-huh.
Throw it out in the flat to Ridge, trying to get some open field for their best runner, and he'll get it just back to the line of scrimmage at the 49.
Call your last timeout.
Timeout. Waco, their 3rd and final timeout.
They'll face a 3rd down and 3 from their own 49-yard line. Trying to get something on the board before halftime here.
You see Omar Espinosa down there.
Try to maybe at least get him in the field goal position. He's going to warm up just in case they get him.
They better get him a little closer, is all I'm going to say.
He only got 16 seconds to do it. I'm with you, Coach. I think it's about time for the pump fake and go or the hook and lateral.
I
or
think so.
some gadget play here.
Last time I saw that, the Matt Carroll ran that at University against Waco High.
Yes,
and it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
Xavier Williams goes to the far side with O'Neal. Ratliff is in the slot on the near side along with Corey Taylor. But the handoff goes to Ridge. Ridge has some good blocking. They will not be able to get out of bounds, and Coach, that may be the last play unless they get to the line of scrimmage real quick. They do get a first down out of it. That'll at least stop the clock until they set the change. They're at the Georgetown 46. A gain of 7 on the play. They do get the play off, and now they clock it. That's an incompletion you'll take.
Oh, yeah. Who's the first quarterback you've ever seen do that? You remember?
Johnny Unitas.
Mine was Don True. Don True did it.
Yeah.
Johnny Unitas, did they clock it back then?
Sure. Ridge looks to the sideline, and it's overthrown a little high, and a good job getting there to knock it down. Hunter Springer gets there to knock it away, and that's going to be it for the first quarter. Or for the first half, excuse me. So we'll go to halftime with our score. Georgetown shutting out the Waco Lions by a score of 20-0. Before we go to our halftime activities, let's check down on the field with Graham Bronstein and Pat Atkins. Graham?
Thank you, Lark and Butch. I'm here with Pat Atkins, who just received the Lifetime Athletic Honor Award pregame here at Waco ISD Stadium. Mr. Atkins, talk about the changes you've seen in your time as a member of the Waco ISD board.
You know, Graham, when I first started on the board, Coach Tusa, the athletic director, had a full head of dark hair, and now obviously he's gone completely gray. When I first started this, job as a school board member, I actually had your job. I was the one having to carry Lark and Butch from the sideline, and now you're having that opportunity, and I know it's a challenge, but it's something I know you're up to doing. You know, in all seriousness, I think the biggest change is as a district, we're now meeting students where they are. You know, the TRE initiatives where we were able to fund literacy and dual credit opportunities, initiatives like GWAMA and GWACA, where we're preparing kids to enter the workforce, and really all the things that we're doing, the fine arts, where we're doing the high school musical and those things, have really helped make this a complete district.
What does it mean to you to be inducted into this lifetime athletic honor roll?
You know, when you do something like the school board, you don't do it for some sort of recognition. I mean, we've got a great board. We've always had people who do this really out of a spirit of servant leadership and doing what's best for this community and what's best for the students. I mean, it's very gratifying that they took the time out tonight to say thank you, but really the success we're having as a district is the real gratification.
Well, thank you so much for your time serving on the board, and thank you for speaking with me tonight. The great Waco High Band is up next on Waco ISD TV.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Waco High School is proud to present the Scarlet Line Drill Team under the direction of Wanda Johnson and LaShonda Gaines. Scarlet Line officers are Captain Taisha Adams, Co-Captain Hannah Gill, First Lieutenant Aviana Smith, Second Lieutenant Kiara Lord. The Scarlet Line Dancer of the Week is Trayton DeMar. The Scarlet Line team will be performing a kick routine to the hit Counting Stars. And now the Waco High School proudly presents the 2019 Lion Pride Marching Band. The 2019 Waco High Band is under the direction of Scott Stuhler, Tyler Sage, and Michelle Nelson. Percussion is instructed by Austin Lemons and Adrian Rodriguez. The color guard is instructed by Ron Espinoza. Visual instructors are Abby Roque, Matt Block, Victor Boswell, and Ryan Tapp. Student drum majors are Michael Aguilar and Isabella Riggs. The outstanding band members of the week are Emily Williams and Alexis Gallegos. A very special thanks goes out to all of our freshman band members for an outstanding job during our 2019 summer band camp. Tonight, the band will be performing movements 1, 2, and 3 of this season's competitive show entitled Radioactive, featuring the original music of Frank Sullivan, Ted Riker, and Scott Stuhler. Drum majors Michael Aguilar and Isabella Riggs. Is your band ready? Line Pride Band, take the field in performance.
enjoyed our halftime activities. The Eagles and Lions back on the field. Georgetown out on top of Waco High by a score of 20-0. Total offense in the first half for Georgetown, they ran 42 plays for 230 yards, while Waco ran only 30 plays for 160 yards. A lot of that on the ground for both schools. Georgetown ran 26 rushing plays for 124 yards. Waco High 17 for 67. Georgetown was 11 of 16 passes for 106 yards with 1 interception, 1 touchdown. They also fumbled the ball, so they had 2 turnovers in the first half. Waco High also had 2 turnovers in the first half. Waco High was 6 of 13 in the passing department for 99 yards. Georgetown had the ball for 14 minutes in the second of the first half. Waco High just 9:59. R.J. Moreno, the leading rusher for Georgetown, at 10 rushes and 40 yards. Jaden Ridge leads the Waco Lions and the game with 72 yards on 9 carries. And, Coach, that's what the Lions have to do here in the second half, is give the ball to Jaden Ridge more often.
Yeah, and they had good success running him off tackle right before the half. But that's something I think they probably will go back to this second half.
Both teams have, Waco High turned the ball over twice on interceptions.
And how about penalties?
Well, penalties are huge. Waco High penalized 8 times in the first half for 73 yards. Georgetown just 3 times for 15, all 3 5-yard penalties. Waco High's got to clean that up. They get the ball first here in the second half. See if they can't do what they did against University and take the ball down the field and get their first score of the game. Diaz has it lined up, pops it up toward the far sideline. In and out of the hands of a Waco Lion, and it is recovered by Georgetown. Down there to recover it is Brandon Bradford. And the Lion who attempted to catch the ball and could not make the catch is down. Georgetown training staff over to take a look. I believe that's Keemon Taylor, but
he got hit pretty good, let's say that. But that's not the way Kwame Cavell wanted to start this second half, I promise.
No, it's not. You got to make those catches. You know, you can fair catch a kickoff.
Oh, yeah. And they did to start the game. They fair caught it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you see that was a pretty good lick that time. And he was kind of defensive because he's trying to catch the ball, and it didn't happen. They got Georgetown trainers over there, Waco High trainers, everybody.
Kwame Cavell, I believe, has already made his way over there to check on the player. Again, Georgetown scored on their first possession of the game when Waco High attempted an onside kick to start the game. Georgetown not only got the ball at their own 49-yard line, 51 yards away, but then Waco High on the first play committed a 15-yard interference penalty. So really all they had to do was 16 yards. There you see the play once again. Is that number 12, Keemon Taylor?
I believe it is, best I can tell.
Georgetown's second touchdown came on a 2-yard run by R.J. Moreno. With 10:57 left to go in the second quarter, that was at the end of a 7-play, 46-yard drive. So they only had to go 97 yards to get their first 2 scores of the game. They missed the point after both times, so they were up 12-0 at that point. Then they were able to add 1 more touchdown with just 53 seconds left to go in the first half on a 10-yard pass to Trussell. That ended a 7-play, 56-yard drive. They did get the 2-point conversion there, and that's how we got to our 20-0 score at the half.
This appears to be a pretty serious type injury.
They're certainly taking their time and making sure that they give the player the proper care necessary. See the Waco Lion defense meeting with the defensive coaches to get ready for this series of downs for Georgetown. Georgetown comes out with the opportunity to really take control of this one.
Yeah, they do, and Waco High's got a lot to clean up before they start district play neco week as they host Killeen Ellison, so that's going to be a tough one.
This Keemon Taylor that at least is now sitting up.
I thought at first he might have had the breath knocked out of him, but I don't believe that's the case.
Good look at the training staff working with. Is that Mike Sims out there?
It is Mike Sims, yeah.
Taylor trainer.
Yep.
Here, and Keemon Taylor up on his own feet.
Good to see old Mike Sims.
Mike's a good one. Keemon walking to the near sideline on his own power. That's always good to see, especially after a player's been down that long.
I believe, Mike, did he work for Southwest Sports Medicine now?
I believe that's where he works.
Yes. God, he's at Baylor for 100 years. Not 100, long time.
Yeah, him and Skip Cox. I think he started there when he was 12 years old, didn't he?
Probably so.
We'll get Keemon Taylor to the sideline and get the second half underway here.
Certainly hope that young man is okay.
So they'll have it at the Waco 26-yard line. Instead of Waco having the ball out of the locker room, they have their third turnover of the night. Herman in at quarterback, fakes the handoff, looking to pass for it, is in the pocket and has an open man and hits him, and it goes through his hands, and that was a sure 6.
I tell you what, I think Jacob Trussell will be thinking that for a long time. He was wide open, and that ball just went through the wall. Look at it right there. Nobody within 10 yards of him. He just drops the football.
Could have had his second TD touchdown reception of the night, but unable to come up with it. It's 2nd and 10. And has Edie in the backfield with him. Fakes it to Edie. Finds some running room. Stays on his feet as he makes his way down to the 21-yard line for a 5-yard pickup.
I think Georgetown's got excellent field position. They can take advantage of it.
Again, Herman just a sophomore, so Georgetown looks like they're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I'd say they were
at
real
that
good.
Quarterback or running back position wherever they want to put him.
Real good shape. Oldorfer's only a junior, so.
And now we have another Waco Lion down. He is not a happy camper.
No.
That's Tyron Minute Jr., one of the linebackers.
They don't need him, but they need him. They don't need him on the sideline.
No, they don't. It's a cramp that's got him coming to the sideline for this particular down. Senior defensive back Sean Coursey trying to get the defense fired up to get a stop here. Well, the training staff looks at Mr. Minute. He's up on his feet, but again, he's going to have to come to the sideline.
Well, at least he's coming off under his own power. That's good.
Yes, sir.
That's a cramp.
Yeah, he's cramped up even coming to the sideline. Well, 3rd down and 5 from the 21 for the Eagles. On the left-hand side, not a whole lot of running room there for Moreno, but he does get it across the 20 down to the 19. A couple of yards and brings up a 4th down.
Sean Fisher kind of led the charge that time for the Waco Lions, so I don't think we'll see a field goal attempt. I think they'll go for this probably.
They have been doing that pretty much all night. I think they checked in half of Georgetown. Moreno in the backfield for Herman. And Herman will go for the 1st down and much more. He's finally met at the 15-yard line. We have a Georgetown Eagle who lost his helmet. So headed to the sideline is Connor Hefferman from the interior line. But you see Herman there gaining the 1st down.
Nice tackle by Keith Guillory, but a little bit too little too late.
Waco 15-yard line. That was a gain of 4 for Herman. This is the 15th first down of the night for Georgetown. Herman looking to throw, looking across the middle, nothing there. Now gets away from the rush, slides off one tackle, but the rest of the pursuit finally gets there and brings him down for about a 3-yard loss back to the 18.
Yeah, he was brought down really by a host of Lions that time. I counted 6 Waco High Lions. Well, he must have some Vaseline on his pants or something. I don't know how it got out of the first tackle.
Is that legal?
I don't know.
Vaseline, WD-40?
You do it in baseball when the pitchers do it, I think.
Herman on the handoff to Moreno, bounces off one Waco line and now carries a couple across the 15 down to the 13-yard line for a gain of 5.
You just cannot give a team like Georgetown that type of field position. It's just not good.
3rd and 8 from the 13. Defense has really dug in here, trying to keep Georgetown from getting the touchdown. Georgetown almost had a sudden 6, but dropped the ball in the end zone. Herman following the blocks, bounces outside. Will not get much. Good pursuit by that defense to come up and stop Herman and bring up a 4th down.
That's a nice tackle by Sammy Johnson for Waco High. You'll see him come into your picture, number 21, right there, bring him down.
No gain on the play, brings up 4th and 8. Got to get to the 5-yard line or get it into the end zone. One of the two, or the ball will go to Waco High. Out of the pistol. Take the handoff. Herman looking across the middle. Now will tuck it and run with it. And he's got all day to run to the corner of the end zone for the 6. You got to have somebody cover him.
Yeah, he got set inside the pocket that time, and they wouldn't have got him if it was playing 2 below, I promise you. I want you to look at Herman right here. Nobody open. He started throwing. He said, nope. He said, I'm going to the end zone. Here he comes. Safely into the end zone. They sure got a loud horn over there, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Let me tell you, when I was in younger days, I was doing the sidelines for Martin football in a playoff game at Mesquite. They scored a touchdown. They blew that horn. I was scared. I didn't know they had that horn. I thought it was a train. I'm not lying to you. What's a train doing on the football field?
Thought you were about to get run over, did you?
Yeah.
Here's Diaz to attempt the point after, but the snap goes through the hands of the holder, and there's nowhere for Ramos to go with the football. So once again, the Waco defense stops the extra point attempt. 8 minutes, 22 seconds left to go 3rd quarter. Georgetown's 20-0 halftime lead is now 26-0 thanks to this scramble by Herman.
He's a pretty good hand. Like I say, he's got 2 years left after this or so. He'll do a lot of good things for the Eagles.
Went 26 yards in 8 plays and took 3 minutes and 38 seconds off the 3rd quarter clock. That's a hard-earned touchdown.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, Georgetown added another high school a couple years ago, Eastview. So this kind of watered down this team a lot. But they're a 5A, and the Eastview is a 4A. Kind of what Waco High and University ought to be, in my opinion.
I agree. We'll see what happens with the next UIL realignment that comes up this coming February.
Yep.
Well, Georgetown has just been popping up the kicks, and Waco High has had a little trouble covering them. Jeremy Powell now in at that spot that Keemon Taylor was in earlier.
You think they talked about a fair catch?
I certainly would. Jerome Ratliff also back waiting for the kick. Most likely it's going to go to the far side. Headed that way to Powell, and Powell gets it at the 21-yard line and will take it to the near side. Has an opening, just has the kicker to beat, and the kicker is able to knock him off his pins, not before he gets it into Georgetown territory. A very nice return by Jeremy Powell.
And that was a touchdown-saving tackle by their kicker, Matt Diaz, that time. No question, that would have been a touchdown. Take one more look at it. Shake it, bake it, moving and grooving. Oh, Wells right there, brought him down.
Got it to the Georgetown 48-yard line. Maybe that's the spark that Waco High needs. O'Neal and Ratliff are wide to the far side, along with Corey Taylor. Handoff, though, goes to the right to Ridge, and Ridge ducks his head forward and gets it up to about the 42-yard line. I'm surprised we didn't get a spearing call or at the end of the play.
Once again, that's the play they had good success with right before the half. I hope they stick with it. Just keep running off tackle because they're making yardage.
2nd and 4 after that 6-yard gain by Ridge. Ridge has the football again, but number 90 is in the backfield in a hurry for Georgetown. Not sure where he came from.
All I know, he weighs 305 pounds. His name is Noah Ibarra.
He dropped Ridge for a loss of a yard back to the 43. Brings up a 3rd down and 5. Waco High has plenty of time. They need to get on the board. Once again, we have that snap where Waco High was trying to get something else done, and back to cover it is Ratliff. We do have a flag on the near side. There was maybe it's going to be offside again on Georgetown. Maybe the snapper is snapping the ball as soon as he sees somebody from Georgetown jump offside.
Maybe so. He needs to snap it a little lower, though, anyway.
He needs to let his quarterback know it's about to come to him.
I believe I'd rather have it bounce back there than go over his head.
Yes, sir. Have a discussion with the officials back at the 30-yard line and Waco's end of the field.
The whole Waco High line, offensive line raised up. So
we have a dead ball, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
See, that's what I thought we were going to get last time this happened. I don't know exactly what Waco High is trying to do there, except maybe get Georgetown to jump off. Procedure penalty takes it back to the Georgetown 48 where they started this drive, and they're facing a 3rd down and 10. Ratliff to the left. Ridge now in motion. Be a receiver on the near side. 9 seconds left on the play clock. Are they drawing it up in the sand, Coach? Apparently so. 2 seconds, 1 second. They're now going to get a delay penalty, Coach. Well, they pass it in the flat. They did not call the penalty, and Ratliff makes the catch, but only gets about a yard gain out of it.
That's twice tonight that the play clock is run to 0 and no flag. And that is the back judge's responsibility.
Maybe we need to get him a pair of glasses. Maybe he can't see that clock.
Maybe he doesn't have a flag. You never thought about that? He might have left it at home.
Yeah, I guess that's a possibility. Well, in the punt is Nate Reyna. Now, again, he is the backup quarterback. And now I believe Georgetown is going to call a timeout.
Georgetown, first charge timeout of the half.
I think they were thinking the same thing we were. You see Ridge out there. They may not be punting here.
I remember when I talked to Kwame last week. He said Rainier's the backup quarterback. He's also punts some, and he's a holder, and we can do some good things with that. So we'll see.
Certainly can. Waco High is back here next week, and they have their district opener against Killeen. Is that correct? University's on the road this week and won at Travis for their 2nd consecutive win. They'll start district play next week as well on the road.
Okay. Then it was Meyer.
I think Tom's got his switch backward. Head coach Chuck Griffin over there trying to get things straight with the officials.
Got that chicken dance going on. Now that's a chicken dance right there, kind of.
Yeah, somebody knows how to do it. She must have been at Westfest this last weekend.
Yeah.
That's what they teach you. Well,
He wanted an explanation while we.
Well, our official has his microphone turned on when he wants it off and off when he wants it turned on.
What could be the argument here?
I think Kwame just wants to know what Chuck Griffin was asking about. Now everybody seems to be informed. Now we're ready for a 4th down play.
Let's see if Rainier kicks this ball.
Well, Georgetown isn't buying it because they're not really sending anybody deep.
Rainier's not real deep himself, is he?
Going back is Saul De La Rosa. Now he's coming back up. And sure enough, they'll throw it out in the flat. It is complete. And O'Neal has the 1st down for Waco High. Reyna completes the pass on 4th and 9. Gets it all the way up to the Georgetown 34-yard line.
Got a good look at Rich that time. Raymond O'Neal, they call him Rich. Like we talked on the pregame, he is the go-to guy when they throw the football. He made a nice catch and a nice run to pick up the 1st down.
That was 13 yards on that pitch and catch from Reyna to O'Neal. Now the Lions get a new series of downs from the 33 is where they mark it. Handoff goes to Ridge, and Ridge is slammed to the turf at the 29. They say he was down. Yeah, they say he was down.
One official pointed Georgetown ball, the other one said he's down.
Well, let's make the call ourselves. I think he was down.
There it is right there. You make the call.
Yeah, I didn't think the ball was coming out, so he gets it to the 29. It is a 4-yard gain for Ridge. 2nd and 6. Pass in the flat to Ratliff, and Ratliff has some running room. Spins his way down inside the 20 to the 19. A 10-yard gain on the pass to Ratliff.
That's a nice run by Ratliff after he catches the football. You'll see right here, watch this little spin move right there. There it is, right there.
Back up to the line of scrimmage. As a matter of fact, they sent it to the 18-yard line for an 11-yard pickup on that pass. Long now hands it off to Ridge, and a gaping hole on the left side for Ridge that gets him down to the 14. Boy, that hole was there, but it sure closed up quick.
It did, but I tell you what, that play's been good for Waco High all night. Once again, it's about 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, but you're down 26-0. You got to make hay while the sun shines or something like that.
This is where you need to get some points on the board. Now the snap goes through Long's hands, and he will fall on it back at the 23-yard line. I don't think he has any positive yardage for the year yet.
No. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, right?
Yep, that's a loss back to the 22, so that's a 8-yard loss. Beck has him credited with 4 carries for a minus 23 yards this week. Third. Handoff goes to Ridge, and Ridge smelling end zone will get there for the touchdown. Jaden Ridge from 22 yards out scores the first touchdown of the night for Waco High.
Yeah, you see Jaden Ridge right there. Guy's got good speed, good balance. He got into the end zone. Brought the Waco High crowd to life.
Reyna the holder. Espinosa puts it through the uprights. And with 3:05 left to go 3rd quarter, the Waco Lions get on the scoreboard, trailing Georgetown by a score of 26-7.
One more look at the touchdown. Jaden Ridge, he had a good game last week against University. He's having another good game tonight.
That all set up by the great kickoff return by Jeremy Powell. As Waco goes 48 yards in 9 plays in 5 minutes and 17 seconds. Best drive of the night. It was kept alive by the 4th down pass to O'Neal. And Jaden Ridge, with that 22-yard touchdown run, now has 14 carries for 107 yards on the night. He's over 100 yards for the 2nd week in a row.
Now we'll see if that touchdown kind of fired up the Waco High defense. Remember their kickoff coverage last week against University was not too good.
Sandoff took 2 back, 90-plus yards. Let's see if kicker Strada can put it exactly where he wants it. Omar Espinosa, the senior kicker. Back deep for Georgetown. Number 2, Langhorne, and number 88, Lachlan. Going to come to Lachlan at the 10. Tries a middle return. Gets away from one would-be tackler, but not going to get away at the 31-yard line. Georgetown has 2:55 left in the 3rd quarter. Jumped out to a 26-0 lead. Waco High has at least gotten on the board here in the 3rd quarter. Had a great comeback last week against University in the 2nd half.
They sure did.
Just missed out on a blocked extra point attempt from tying the game up and sending it to overtimes. See if the Lions can keep it going here. Herman at the quarterback spot. Fakes the handoff, looks to throw in the flat, and it is overthrown in and out of the hands of Tyler Fithian. First time he's targeted Fithian tonight.
Take one more look at it. If he'd have caught that, he wasn't going anywhere. As you saw, Jacqueline Ryan stick him right there.
Fithian had 3 catches for 104 yards last week for Georgetown to be their leading receiver. 2nd and 10. Again, looking to pass. The pocket starts to collapse on him. He gets away from it, now just throws it away, and it's incomplete.
See what, that's good coverage downfield by Zayleon Walker for Waco High. He really did a good job against Isaiah Fillmore.
Not sure, Coach, but Lion defense may be looking at their first 3 and out of the night.
Could happen. We'll find out after this play, I guess.
This junior, Oldorp, the quarterback in, number 7. Joined in the backfield with Jacob Trussell, who's caught 1 touchdown and then had another touchdown go through his hands, and now Georgetown calls it second timeout of the half.
Georgetown, 2nd charge timeout of the half.
I don't think Coach Griffin liked the play call that they had set in that time.
Don't remember him using any of his timeouts in the first half, unless he used one at the very end of the half, but he's already gone through 2 of his 3 here in the 2nd half.
Okay, it's a pretty good Georgetown team, but boy, they're in a tough district with Cedar Park. We talked about Hutto's very good, Maynard's good. So
saw Hutto play here at Waco ISD Stadium last Saturday against West Mesquite.
Yeah.
They run a little wishbone, and they're pretty good at it. But next week they'll be up against South San Antonio at home. They also have a non-district game with Stephenville before they start their district play.
I don't know where Stephenville's down this year or Argyle's just pretty good.
Third and 10. Oldorp sends a man in motion. Looks that way. Throws across the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Lachlan. 3 consecutive passes that do not make the target will allow the Waco High defense to have a 3 and out.
I'm a little surprised Georgetown came out and threw the ball on 3 consecutive plays, but they did, and Waco High was going to get the ball back with a little momentum, and looked like got her man Ridge back. No, that's Ratliff back.
Yeah, Ratliff back. Along with Zaleon Walker.
Let me tell you, Ratliff can pick him up and lay him down, too.
Oh, he can. Lachlan is the punter. Not much of a rush. Kicks it toward the sideline. And kicks it out of bounds. Somewhere between the 35 and 40-yard line. Waco gets the ball with 2:26 to go in the third quarter. Trailing by a score of 26-7. Scoring the last time they had possession of the football. They'll start this drive at their own 38-yard line.
That might have been Deshaun Floyd that had that cramp though. I kept saying it was Bennett, but I think it might have been Floyd.
Okay. Long, Ridge, and Ratliff in the Waco High backfield. Willie Carter, the deep snapper, gets it back to Long, hands it off to Ridge. Ridge is met right as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Oh, excuse me, that's A-Rod. Adrian Rodriguez with the carry. And he gets it with a couple of tough yards up to the 41-yard line, a gain of 3.
And he had a good effort just to get that yardage, but they've had good success running that play to the left side, but not to the right side for whatever reason.
Rodriguez and Ridge, the 2 running backs with Long. Gets a good snap. Long looking to pass, looking down the near sideline, trying to get it to O'Neal, and O'Neal can't get back to it. A lot of bumping between the receiver and the cornerback there.
He make the call right there.
O'Neal almost got to it. Bring up 3rd down and 7.
They decided to go for the gusto that time. Did not work.
Hand off to Ridge. Had a hole. Sneaks through it and gets it up to about the 46-yard line for a gain of 5, but that's still going to be 2 yards shy.
I'm not sure they punt this football, do you?
They went for it earlier. And about, well, this is on their side of the field. Again, Kwame said he was going to be a bit of a swashbuckler this year. Maybe take some chances here or there.
Riverboat gambler.
And Georgetown isn't buying it. There's nobody back to receive a punt as Raina once again is in to do the punting. If indeed he punts.
They run the same play they ran a while ago. They'll pass out the wide out. Got a couple of blockers out there. I don't know.
Raina takes the snap. He is looking to throw. Rolling to his right, will throw it and throw it away. He was under a rush and could not do anything with it, so it's a 3 and out for Waco High, and Georgetown gets it with 51 seconds left in the third quarter and a 26-7 lead.
Wasn't a very good pass that time on behalf of Nate Rainey, I'll be honest with you. Now we're going to see if Georgetown's going to come back and throw the football like they did on their last series.
Between quarters, we'll hear from the Waco High band director. It's our sideline reporter, Graham Bronstein, will talk to the Waco High band director. Fake the handoff. Throw is in and out of the hands of Trussell. And that's 4 incompletions in a row for the Georgetown passing game.
I talked to Randy Riggs at halftime. You know, he's a man that sends out taxis and stuff.
and
I told him? No, and I told him to send my taxis to you. He said he would do that.
Okay.
So you might look for that in the mail.
Send it to me. I might tear it up and throw it away. 2nd down. Oldorp looks across the middle, and it's knocked away. Good defensive play there. Waco High's Sean Coursey gets to that one and knocks it away.
That was a nice defensive play. You take one more look at it. You see him coming right, the picture right there. Nice play.
Took it out of the hands of The intended receiver, Brandon Bradford. 3rd and 10 now. Oldorp sends a man in motion. Rolling to his right. Stops and throws down the sideline. Long throw, and it's going to be incomplete, and a flag thrown, and interference is going to be called.
And we also have flag back at the line of scrimmage, I believe.
Well, see if they're offsetting.
Offsides against Waco and interference against Waco.
All right, so they're not offsetting. So they'll take the 15-yard interference penalty.
I believe I'd take that one, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir. You had to take that one, otherwise it was 6.
We have 2 fouls on the play. We have offside on the defense. That penalty is declined. We have pass interference on the defense. That penalty is accepted. It'll be 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
That should march it down to the 31-yard line where Georgetown gets their first down in a couple of series. Jordan Oldorp, junior quarterback, has Moreno in the pistol behind him. Three receivers to his left. Hands it off to, actually that was Edie in the backfield, 23, not 22. Edie gets it up to the 28-yard line for a gain of 3 on the play.
Nice tackle by Ivan Chappell that time for Waco High. Clock's running down. It should be last play of third quarter, I would think.
Edie takes the handoff again and makes his way inside the 25, close to the first down, around the 22-yard line. See where they finally mark the football. That will be the end of our third quarter with our score, Georgetown 26 and Waco High 7. Let's go down to the field and hand it off to Graham Braunstream. Graham?
I'm here with Mr. Scott Stuhler and Mr. Tyler Sage. Mr. Stuhler, tell us a little bit about the hard work and dedication and the time you put in every week for this band to put on a show.
Well, the kids started July 22nd, and we did a lot of summer band camp where we did rehearsals outside in the morning, and then we came inside when it's really hot in the afternoon. Some days we came back actually at night as well to learn more drill. So they've been going since July 22nd, and we try to put our 8 hours in after school every week too. So with their studying and everything else, they've been busy right now.
Mr. Sage, tell us a little bit about the talent of this Lion Pride band.
Well, this group is the biggest group we've had in a long time. We've been really growing the program from the middle schools up. And because of that, we're also getting higher and higher quality members growing in our group. So it's very, very exciting. We have our biggest color guard in a long time. We have our biggest wins, our biggest percussion. So it's a really, really good year, and we're seeing a lot of great things coming down the pipe.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Stuhler and Mr. Sage. Back up to you, Lark and Butch.
All right, thank you very much, Graham. 12 minutes left to go here at Waco ISD Stadium. Georgetown has the ball and the lead.
Good job, old Graham.
Yep, Graham doing a heck of a job down there. Well, got a flag in the backfield where normally we see a substitution infraction, Coach.
I guess.
That might give Georgetown a first down.
I'm not sure they know what it is.
Waco,
I think he just dropped it, I think.
Does Waco have 11 men out there? I only see 10, Coach. Oh, there he is. I'm sorry.
No, you get one of them hiding.
Yeah, he's over there hiding
He don't want
behind the 20.
anybody. He don't want anybody to see him.
Hiding behind the 20-yard line. All right, third and a couple. Edie has the football. He's got the first down and tripped up. Balls forward across the 20 down to the 18. Pick up the 4, gives him a first down.
We'll get a little break in action in a minute. I will recognize our crew tonight. They've done an outstanding job as always.
Dorp fakes the handoff and keeps it himself. And jumps his way down to about the 12-yard line for a pickup of 6.
Finally brought down by Deshaun Fisher.
He's had an outstanding game.
He has He and Keith Gillery both have played a good game. And New York Minutes had a good game.
Is your committee here tonight? They weren't here last week.
No, they're here.
They're here this week?
They're strategically located.
But you can't divulge where those locations are, can you?
Yeah, no.
Edie coming to the right side, gets around the edge, and finally knocked down when he gets to the 8-yard line. We got another flag on the play.
Probably holding against Georgetown, I would think.
That'll only be the 4th penalty of the night against the Eagles.
Personal foul, face mask, number 30 of the offense. Penalties 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay 2nd down.
You don't see that very often against the offense, do you?
No, you don't.
All right, here tonight, our camera operators, L.J. Maldonado, Jesse Maldonado, Leslie Ugaldi, Terrell McSpadden. Instant replay tonight, Ricky Mazda. Audio engineer, David Ellis. Justin Sanchez is our director. Jesse Patel is our executive producer. Graham Brownstein is our sideline reporter, and of course, Tank on the stats.
Fake the handoff, pass in the flat is complete to Edie, and now we got another flag. 1, 2, 3 flags. It's flag day all of a sudden, Coach.
Yep. Well, I thought this was coming up later. Or has it already been here?
It's here right now. You see Edie take in the pass. Flag was already on the field before he even caught the pass. At least one of the 3.
Holding. Offense, number 3. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still 2nd down.
Following the football game, we'll be visiting with the offensive player of the game and the defensive player of the game and Kwame Cavill, win-loser tie.
Ball's back to the 31-yard line. Look for the pass in the flat. It's not there. They're going to go long, and it's going to be too long for anybody to get to it. Closest person to it was Sean Coursey for Waco High.
Well, a little bit overthrown, I would say. There it is right there. You see John Coursey right there over his hands, too. Over his head, not his hands. Third and a bunch. Waco High really needs to stop them here. They still have a chance this football game. They're only down 19 points, but they need to make something happen.
Need to make hay when the sun shines.
Yeah.
3rd and 23. Oldorp has plenty of time, throws down the middle and has his man, and it's in and out of his hands, incomplete.
That's 2 passes tonight, touchdown passes that they've just flat dropped.
Yeah, Fillmore can't hold on to that one.
Here it is. You look at him, hit him right in the hand. Perfect pass. He's juggling it all the way. It's the ground right there.
Never could get control of it.
No.
That brings up 4th down and 23 from the Waco 31. And they can get a first down if they get it inside the 8-yard line. Now he drops back for a pooch kick. If it gets a decent roll, well, it's not for Waco High. It's going to be killed at about the 2-yard line. That's a nice punt, though it's only about 29 yards.
Looks like one of them pro golfers that put a little backspin on that ball, didn't he?
Wish I could do that with my pitching wedge.
Do you have a pitching wedge?
Yes, I do. I actually use it.
Do you really?
Occasionally.
I can't hit a pitching wedge. Of course, I can't hit any of them.
Now, if I'm inside 25 yards, it doesn't matter what I hit. I'm not hitting the green.
You putt it like Trapolina does.
Well, I've considered that.
He putts it. He does putt often.
Have you ever putted through a trap?
Yes.
Yes.
Ken DeWeese does that all the time.
Yeah, that's the best way to get out of a trap.
Yeah.
Just putt out of it.
I don't go over the trap. I try to go through it.
Yeah, there you go. Put a little ADD on it, little all nipple drive. From the 2-yard line, and Waco's the end of the field. Ridge trying to find a hole, and I don't think he got out of the end zone, Coach. I think that's going to be a safety.
I think you're right.
Yeah, Ratliff, Ridge couldn't find enough hold there, and it's going to be a safety. Ridge loses 2 on the play. That'll run the score to 28-7 in favor of Georgetown.
Hope I don't score again. I'm getting tired of that horn.
whatever they say. I said enough.
That's the old 955 coming through.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So that made up for the couple of point afters that they weren't able to put on the board.
It's going to be a tough road to hoe now. Waco High, you're down 21 points with 10 minutes left.
You have to give the ball right back to Georgetown.
Yep. Either punt it or kick it off, whichever one you want to do.
A little pooch punt worked out pretty good for him.
Uh-huh.
Say it's 3 phases in the game: offense, defense, and special teams. Special teams have done in the Waco Lions the last couple of weeks.
There's a lot of teams don't put a lot of emphasis on special teams, but it's a huge part of the game. But Waco High is going to have to get something going quick if they're going to win this football game. Once again, they open up district play right here next week against the Colleen Ellison Eagles.
Both teams scored on their first possession of the second half. Georgetown getting theirs at the end of a 26-yard drive in 8 plays after Waco fumbled in the opening kickoff of the second half. Waco, though, then went on a 48-yard 9-play drive and scored their only touchdown so far on a 22-yard determined run by Jaden Ridge.
I would say Georgetown's probably going to get the ball somewhere around midfield.
They have had a real good field position all night.
Yeah, they have. And they played pretty much 2 quarterbacks the whole night, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Alternated them.
And that's pretty much what they did last week as well. They had a couple of different quarterbacks.
And they both have their own. Actually, Herman's a better runner than he is a passer.
I agree. Herman's carried the ball 13 times for 70 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Oldorf has carried it just 4 times for 20 yards.
All right, Omar's going to kick it off now.
They'll send it deep, all the way back to the 26-yard line. Fillmore has some running room and then picked up as he gets to midfield and dropped in Waco territory. Georgetown will get the ball somewhere around the 48 in Waco's end of the field.
You know, Justin Sanchez is our director tonight. He was last week. He does really a good job. And I tell you, the guy doing the replay tonight, Ricky Mauser,
top notch.
You got to be top notch. You don't have hardly time to do anything.
That's true.
And of course, you got the Maldonado boys too.
See what Chuck Griffin has planned for his offense here. Seems like since their last touchdown, he's just tried to work on the passing game.
How come Leslie doesn't do our pregame? I'd rather have her than Tyrell, hadn't you?
I'll take either one of them.
She's better looking, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, is that what you're saying? Fake the handoff. Oldorf, shirt tail tackled. Tell you what, Bennett went with a ride there. Trying to grab him by the shirt tail.
New York was hanging on, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Got 6 yards out of it. Second down and 4. Got to believe Georgetown doing what they can to run clock now. We were in a hurry earlier. Pass in the flat. It is complete to Lachlan, and Lachlan's going to be locked up at the 44-yard line for a loss of 2.
A tackle made by Deshaun Floyd that time. He's played a good game tonight. Minnitt's played a good game defensively. Gilrery's played a good game. Boy, our committee's got pressure tonight.
They do. Third down and 6. Oldorf hands the ball to Edie. Edie just ducks his head and tries to barrel as far as he can. He gets up to the 39, but he's still going to be a yard shy of the first down.
I did something this year I've never done before. I had a meeting with our committee,
You did?
Yeah, we met up at the Dairy Queen in Moshim and talked about stuff. You know where Moshim is?
I know where Moshim is.
You know they had a Dairy Queen, did you?
I didn't know they had a Dairy Queen. It's just a little west of Clifton, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let's see if they go with that pooch
I bet Tank's been to Moshim.
Several times. And it's Herman in, and he's got the first down and a lot more as he gets through a shirt-tail tackle, and the Lions finally spin him down somewhere around the 15.
Once again, I think that Connor Hefferman lost his helmet again. I think that might have been the second time tonight.
Yes, sir.
Maybe he got a haircut, reckon.
He got 25 yards out of that from Herman to get the first down to the 14-yard line. He's now carried the ball 14 times for 95 yards. And he's still in at quarterback. He'll follow his blocks around the right side this time and will step out of bounds with a 1-yard loss at the 15. Good job by the Waco defense that time. Checking into the Waco defense is Deshaun Floyd. Checking in on the defensive line is a 97 that I don't have on my roster. Fresh legs out there. Herman hands it off to Edie. Edie with a nice cut back to the left. Gets it inside the 10 down to about the 8 for a 7-yard pickup.
You got to give a little credit that Georgetown offensive line. They're doing really a good job. I don't know whether Waco High is getting a little winded or what, or how much depth they got, but looks like Georgetown's dominating offensive line.
Again, Edie over the left side, down inside the 5 and turned away at about the 2. It'll be first and goal.
Clock is starting to come into factor, no doubt about it. Georgetown scores here, you can pretty much start saying that,
turn out the lights.
Turn out the lights song. Danny Don used to sing it.
Yeah. Edie again with the carry, but no gain on that play. Second and goal from the Waco 2. Be the 9th play of the drive. Flag on the play.
Looks like it's one in the end zone.
Yeah,
Tom will tell us about it, maybe.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 49 of the defense. The penalty is half the distance. And that's his first unsportsmanlike.
Deshaun Fisher, I'm not sure what he did, but it's only a 1-yard penalty. If you're going to get one of those.
Whatever he did, he shouldn't have done it.
Yeah. If you're going to get one of those, that's where you get it, is where it's just a 1-yard penalty and not 15 big ones. But it puts him a yard closer to the cup.
Got a little trouble getting the play in right now, but
well, 25-second clock's not even running. So.
No, it's not. Maybe he hadn't started yet. Now, there you go.
They'll go up to the line quickly.
Yeah, real quick.
And Harmon will try to follow his center into the end zone, and I don't know whether he was able to slide off to the side, but unable to do so.
Did he fumble?
Nope, he's going to be stopped at the 1.
I think that might have been 97 again, whoever that is.
Whoever it was, he did a great job of plugging up the hole there. The 3rd and goal. You got to hand it to the Waco defense. They've had a lot of diversity tonight. And
they've hung in there.
Done what they could. Moreno has it, and he's into the end zone. Waco made him earn it. A 10-play drive that only went 48 yards.
How many times they ring that thing? For every point they have or what?
Every point or every touch, every score. Let's put it that way.
This game is pretty much out of the hands as far as Waco High, but you just got to keep on keeping on, try to improve.
Diaz in to try the point after attempt. This one is good. 6 minutes, 7 seconds left in the contest, and Georgetown increases its lead to 35-7. They led 20-0 at halftime. Get their touchdown there on that 1-yard plunge by R.J. Moreno.
You know, New York Minute came within an eyelash of blocking that extra point, but he didn't.
Took him 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go the 48 yards in 10 plays to get that score. You got to believe that Waco High right now just needs to work on what does work for their offense.
Exactly.
Because this is the last chance they got before district play starts.
They'll be undefeated starting next week as far as district play is concerned.
The Lions under Kwame Cavill won their first game here at Waco ISD Stadium under Kwame against University.
So this will make 11 consecutive games that they've lost to Waco High this year, last year and this year.
Once again, a pop-up kick, fair catch called for and made. It was a fumbled around. Now they called a fair catch after they fumbled it around. Can they advance it?
One called a fair catch, the other guy caught it.
Yeah.
How's that work?
Jeremy Powell was trying to advance it somewhere, but he got stopped at the 30-yard line.
Usually the guy that calls a fair catch catches it. That wasn't the case then, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Mr. Comer is leaving us.
He has left the building.
Left the building, that's right.
Elvis has left the building. He's got to drive back to Whitney.
Oh, he's going to go practice, hit some golf balls. Get ready for your challenge Wednesday.
Yeah.
How many strokes? Did he give you any strokes?
No.
You give him any?
No, we got a new running back in the game, number 31. We don't have it on our roster, and we already have a flag thrown.
Is that because he's not on the roster, the flag?
No!
You got your answer. Timing.
5 yards. First down.
Does that delay a game? First and 15. Any guess who 31 might be, Coach?
No, sir. Have no idea.
Well, he's got the football and he's got some running room. Slammed down at the 30-yard line. He gained back the 5 yards they just lost.
That's a nice little run. I'd like to give credit, but I don't know who that is.
Long looking for a receiver. He'll now just have to throw it away and make sure he gets it past the line of scrimmage. Just did not have a receiver available.
Well, that's what you're taught to do once you get outside the tackle box. But once again, when you're down 35-7, you need to get the ball downfield. That's all I'm telling you. You know, I used to acknowledge our crew, and they'd roll the credits on the screen.
No, they don't
do that anymore.
Do that in post-production.
Huh?
They'll do that in post-production. Hand off to 31. He spins out of a would-be tackle. He gets it close to the first down. Now we have a flag at the end of the play. See what the meaning of the yellow hanky on the field is all about.
Block in the back. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Remains third down.
They threw it at the 40-yard line.
Are they in double figures yet as far as number of penalties? Yeah, I figured they would.
Still bring up third down. He got 10, he lost 10, so it'll be 3rd and 10 back at the 30. Was it 13 penalties for 109 yards? Long looking to pass, looking for a receiver. Nobody open just yet. Now throws it to the sideline, but that was well covered. Tried to get it to Corey Taylor, but he was smothered. It's 4th and 10 from the 30.
That certainly brings up a punting situation. I'll guarantee they'll kick it here. There's no use scoring for this, I don't think.
Omar Espinosa, the senior kicker, out on the field. Georgetown not putting anybody back to return it.
But you know he's going to kick it, I would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, and now they're going to send somebody back. Backpedaling is Saul De La Rosa. Waco High didn't have enough players on the field. Now they're ready to go. They get a delay penalty.
That's an illegal substitution.
Delay of game. Offense.
That's the first that we've had a flag on tonight. That's not the first delay game we should have.
We have a timeout. Waco, first charge timeout of the half. The timeout was called before the clock went to 0.
Oh, well, okay. No flag. And once again, calling timeouts during punts, Coach.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, next week, you're right here. Yeah. Y'all have a safe trip. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, watch for deer out there on the road to Moshe.
Yeah. Our offensive player will be Jaden Ridge, which is probably no surprise. Our defensive player is going to be Tyrone Minute Jr., or as I call him, New York Minute. We'll visit with those two young men following the contest, along with Kwame Cavill.
Waco in punt formation. De La Rosa not very deep. Rosa doing a pretty good job tonight of kicking the ball toward the sideline and out of bounds. And once again,
nice
toward the near sideline with a nice, and it gets a Waco roll and goes down to about the 25. Killed at the 26 with a little backspin. 46-yard punt.
Well, Waco High, you just got to work on your execution here. That's what you've got to do. Because you're not going to win the football game, but try to work on that execution. Once again, they're going to have to cut down on penalties. They're going to make a run in the district. That's all I'm going to tell you.
I have to agree with you, Coach. Hard to win a football game when you're beating yourself.
Yep. Penalties and turnovers will get you.
Georgetown looks to run out the final 4:33 in this one with a 35-7 lead. Got our third quarterback taking the snap as he hands it off to Edie, and Edie with a spin move now buries his head and buries it forward up to about the 35-yard line. The new quarterback is Jackson Tingley, a 6'4", 205-pound senior. Edie's kind of been their workhorse tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He really has.
Got 9 yards out of that one. 2nd and 1 at 35.
I don't think you'll see him throw the football here. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. They're running, milking that clock for all it's worth, aren't they?
Edie with that 9-yard gain now has 11 carries for 48 yards. Once again, it's Edie with the football. He has the first down at the 40, maybe across to the 41.
I know Kwame Cavill and his staff, they'll go back to work probably in the morning and look at the game film of this one and get ready for Ellison. That's all you can do. It's a little different Waco High than it was when Kwame Cavill played up here. Let's put it that way.
Send 3 receivers to the left, but most likely Edie's going to get the handoff. Actually, it's number 24 in the game now. Zane Quick gets his second carry of the night. He was in much earlier, and he picks up a lot of yardage, gets into Waco territory, and picks up another first down.
All right,
Waco
Lord,
43.
make my way down.
Okay.
If it goes to overtime, I'll be back.
16 yards for Quick on that one. Georgetown coaching staff sends the play in with about 12 seconds left on the play clock. Dingley making sure the play clock runs down to about 3 before he asks for the snap. Takes the handoff to Quick, throws in the flat. It is complete. Brandon Bradford with the catch there. Gets it out to the Waco High 33-yard line for a 10-yard pickup and another first down. Third quarterback of the night for Georgetown, Dingley. Very good job of marching his team from the 26 to the Waco 33 in just 4 plays. Doing a good job of running down the fourth quarter clock with 1:45 and counting left. Now he throws this one into the flat. It's complete at the 30-yard line. This time it's Bradford with the catch again. Just a 3-yard pickup. Bring up second down and 7. It continues to roll the clock. Waco High not choosing to call any timeouts, down 35-7. It appears Georgetown's going to go to 2-0 on the season, while Waco High will lose both of their non-district games this year. Dingley takes the handoff and keeps it himself. A little stutter step, he'll end up getting it back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it for Tingley on his first carry of the night. He's up third down and 7. They'll mark it at the 29. Let's give him a 1-yard gain out of the play. They do have to run one more play because the 40 seconds on the game clock, 22 on the play clock. And they won't choose to go into victory formation. They'll actually run a play. Handoff goes to Quick, and Quick is spun down at the 26-yard line after a 3-yard pickup, and that should be our last play of the game. As Waco will let the clock roll as it's down to 10. Waco High loses to Georgetown tonight. Georgetown with 368 yards of total offense to just 181 for Waco High, as Georgetown comes away with the victory by a score of 35-7. Stay tuned. Our post-game interviews are coming up next here on Waco ISD TV.
All right, back at Waco ISD, where the Waco High Lions lost the heartbreaker tonight once again to the Georgetown Eagles. Our defensive player of the game is Tyson Minute Jr., and our offensive player, Jaden Ridge. We'll talk to Brother Minute here. First, I gave him a nickname tonight. He didn't even know it. From now on, he's New York Minute to me. You don't know what that means, do you?
No, sir.
Well, I bet your coach does, Kwame Cavill. Back in the day, New York Minute was something. But talk about your play tonight defensively. You were in on a lot of tackles.
I did all right, but, my team helped me with it, so, I want to give it to my team, But I ain't satisfied until we get the dub.
Oh, that's it. I know it's tough, but these non-district games don't mean a hill of beans. It all starts next week when Ellison comes and knock it.
Yes, sir. We're ready. We're ready for Ellison. We just got to get back in the lab and keep working.
So you're a junior, so I assume your father is a senior?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can this week go out there and can they regroup? I know it's tough.
Yes, sir.
Losing, but there's a lot of pride at Waco High.
Yes, sir. We can bounce back. We just got to learn from our mistakes and keep moving.
All right, New York, get him next week. All right, talk to Jaden Ridge now, young man. It's his second game in a row you've had over 100 yards rushing, but still, you like winning, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do.
Talk about a little bit about your offensive line, because any back will tell you he's good as his offensive line. You guys had good success running off tackle on the left side.
Yes, sir. I can't do it without him. It's my whole line. I got to trust them. They trust me.
Talk about what happened on the safety down there. They just got you before you got to turn the corner.
Yeah, that's it. That was it. Ain't gonna happen no more though.
How about this Waco High team? I know it's tough. You've been around Waco High for a couple of years, and you guys got a lot of pride, but you still got to get in there and win column.
Yes, sir. We gonna get it next game. We gonna get it.
Okay, you got Ellison coming to town to start district play, so the slate starts all over. These games don't mean anything. So you guys, you think you can regroup, get ready for Ellison?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you next week.
Thank you.
Let's bring Coach Cavill in here and come on in, Kwame.
Love you too, bro.
Kwame, sometimes they say if it wasn't for bad luck, you wouldn't have any penalties and turnovers. That's your downfall.
Yeah, we just got to get better. I don't know what more to say. I mean, there's the old adage that you got to go one step at a time, one play at a time, and correct the mistakes and watch the film, assess the mistakes, grade the film, coach our players up, and have them prepared to play next week. And you ain't got a lot of time to lick your wounds, man. We got another opponent next week. So our kids fight. We play hard. We just got to start off better and eliminate the mistakes.
It all started first right out of the box. I guess you guys had a pass interference call that kind of opened the door early in the first play of the game, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to assess it on the film and watch it. Seems like all the penalties seem to find us. I guess when you're in a losing effort, it almost seems like every one of them are against you. So the only thing we can do is watch the film, assess the film, grade the film, and coach our players up on what they can do better. And, the biggest room in the house is the room for improvement. Our coaches know that and our players know that. And the best thing we can do is preparing for next week, Well,
Long was in there. He threw a pick. Then you put Rain in there. First pass he throws was a pick.
Yeah, well, he got hit on his arm. Yeah. He tried to slide. He tried to move in the pocket, and the defender did a good job of playing to the whistle and knocking his arm. It went too much in, but we wanted to get Long out and let him assess it and give Rainer a chance to see what he can do because he's earned that right to get in there when Long is not playing. It's what you have a backup quarterback for, right? Just if things are not going well, and throw him in there and see what he can do. Just another like a relief pitcher, a switch up. So we tried that, it didn't work. We'll go back to the drawing board, see what we can do to get this team better, and that's all you can do.
I mean, when you played at Waco High, you guys played a tough non-district schedule. You lost some of those games. Those games don't mean anything. The real season starts Friday.
Well, that's what I got to preach to my kids. I mean, our kids play with emotion, and they're passionate, and the main thing they want to do is win. I mean, because they put a lot of effort into it. But it's up to us as coaches to get them to see the bigger picture, and that is, these district games are coming up. Ellison will be here next week, and that's the ones that count. And 4 teams get to make it. Hopefully we're one of them if we put the effort in the execution. And that's what we're going to try to do.
Good luck to you next week.
Thank you. Thank you, Butch.
You bet you. Bring over Rocky and wrap it up.
Well, once again, some turnovers, some mistakes, some penalties, things like that just kept Waco High from getting on the board. I thought the defense they gave up 35 points. I still think the defense made a really nice effort tonight.
For a long time, too. So you got to give credit to them. And I'm telling you what, I still think this team's got a lot of talent, but they can't keep shooting themselves in the foot. You said that. You said it well.
Yeah, well, let's see if they can do that next week against the Ellison Eagles. That'll be right here at Waco ISD Stadium. But tonight, it's Georgetown winning over the Waco Lions by a score of 35-7. For our entire crew from Waco ISD TV and the Coach Butch Henry, I'm Lark Smith. Good night from Waco ISD Stadium.